Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and as the market continues to rebound, I continue to dollar cost average in and ride the wave up. In today's video, we're going to go over the 3 best value stocks to buy now, including 7 value stocks that I bought today, and then I'll tell you which 3 I feel like are the best ones to buy now. The reason we are doing value stocks versus growth stocks or other speculative investments is because value stocks are the ones that generally rebound the fastest at the end of a bear market. In addition to that, value stocks are very easy to find a cheap, good valuation on versus a growth stock or other speculative investment where we don't really have a valuation outside of what people are willing to pay for it. With value stocks, it's very easy to find stocks that are undervalued that we know will go up once the market turns around, rather than guessing. With value stocks, we actually know because the PE ratios are low and eventually the earnings multiples will start going back up and these stocks will rebound and we should make a lot of money. This is the same strategy that Warren Buffett, John Templeton, and many other billionaires used to make money in the stock market, and now we're using it to become millionaires with this Millionaire Club portfolio. So let's talk about the 7 stocks I bought today. Now, if you want to get in on these trades while the market is still open, make sure you follow me on Twitter at RealScottCurry. That's RealScottCurry. I post all these trades as soon as I make them so that you can buy them while the market's still open. The 7 stocks that I bought on Friday included AMTD, C, QFIN, KLIC, CLF, ZIM, and UMC. Now, 2 of these were new positions that I opened today, and the other 5 I added onto current positions. I dollar cost averaged in. The AMTD and C were both new positions, while the other 5 I dollar cost averaged into. Now let's take a look at where the Millionaire Club portfolio stands today. It is up about 1% from where it was 2 weeks ago. We're only down about 3% on the year so far, which is really impressive considering how far the market has gone down this year. And as you can see, there are quite a few positions in this portfolio. We've got about 20 positions currently. So it's a really good, well-diversified portfolio full of a lot of high-quality value stocks. By the way, if you want to know everything that's in the portfolio, as well as all of the buys, how much we're up, down, in every single position, I have the full portfolio in an Excel spreadsheet, and the link for that is in the description of this video. So just click the description of the video, and in there's a link for the full portfolio. Again, this entire challenge is completely and totally free, and anybody can join just by watching these YouTube videos. All right, getting into the specifics on the trades that I made today, I did do my bi-weekly $200 deposit. That gave me a little bit over $400 in buying power. So altogether, we bought just over $400 worth of shares today. I bought 3 shares of UMC. This is United Microelectronics. I bought those at about $5.98 each. I also bought 1 share of ZIM. That's ZIM Integrated Shipping. I got that for $22.96. I got 2 shares of CLF. That's Cleveland Cliffs. I picked those up at $13.40. I picked up 1 share of KLIC. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I think it's Kaliki and Sofa. Anyway, I picked that up at $42.19. I also, for the new positions, I bought 4 shares of C. This is Citigroup. They're an American bank that's running a little bit cheaper than all of the other banks at this time. And then I also bought 100 shares of AMTD. This is a penny stock right now at $1.02. And the one thing about AMTD is this is a Hong Kong stock. By the way, QFIN is also a Chinese company. But outside of that, we have stayed away from a lot of the Chinese stocks and Just trying to focus on ones that aren't going to be as affected by political pressures. But I did buy 2 shares of QFIN at $10. That's a Chinese stock. But again, it was only 10 bucks. Okay, let's get into some of the specifics on the new stocks that I bought today. I'm not going to cover the ones that we dollar cost averaged into. You can go watch some prior videos to see those. Let's just talk about the 2 new ones. Taking a quick overview of C, which is Citigroup, they recently reported earnings. You can see how they have risen since reporting earnings, and they are now back up above a prior support and resistance level. Not that we're really using technical analysis for this challenge, but I just wanted to show you that it is going up and it does look pretty good here. Now, when it comes to banks, we like to use the PB or price to book ratio. That's the optimal way of pricing a bank. Generally, we're looking for the PB to be less than 1. Anything less than 1 means you're buying the company for less than the book value of the assets. So if I can buy it for less than the assets, then we're definitely getting a good deal. And Citigroup's PB ratio is 0.5. So this is currently trading at half of the value of the assets, meaning we do have about a 100% upside potential on Citigroup. Also taking a look at the PE ratio, since really this value portfolio is based upon PE ratios, it's currently at 6.29 with a sector average of 8.98, so about 30% undervalued on the PE ratio. The other thing I like to look for is to make sure that the company has been profitable for each of the last 4 quarters. And when it comes to Citigroup, it has in fact been profitable for each of the last 4 quarters. They also pay a nice little dividend at 51 cents a share, about 1% dividend yield. Now, the one thing I want to point out on the earnings per share is next to it, you're going to see 4 red numbers. That is the year-over-year growth. So for each of the last 4 quarters, Citigroup has had a decline in the year-over-year earnings growth. This is mainly due to high inflation and the increased cost of employees. But that is why the share price is actually down right now and the stock is trading at such a cheap valuation, is because the growth got stalled here a little bit with inflation. Once inflation starts to go away and the Fed gets that under control, I do expect this to turn around and we should hopefully very quickly get back up to fair valuation on Citigroup. Also taking a look at the balance sheet to make sure that they have more cash on hand and more assets than they do liabilities, so that there's no sort of bankruptcy risk. The total assets on Citigroup are at 2.38 trillion and the total liabilities are at 2.18 trillion. So about $200 billion more assets than liabilities. Very strong balance sheet here, and I'm very happy to see that. Now, obviously, we're comping on Citigroup against last year when inflation was significantly lower, and that's why we're seeing a significant decline in year-over-year earnings, especially as employment costs have skyrocketed here in 2022. However, the Fed is trying to fight that high inflation by raising interest rates. And an increase in interest rates is beneficial to banks because they can charge more for their loans. And the more a bank can charge on interest for a loan, the more money they can make. So in the long term, Citigroup should fare quite well. And this is one of my 3 best stocks to buy now. Now let's talk about the second stock that I bought today, and that is AMTD. This is AMTD Idea Group. This is a Hong Kong company, not to be confused with the delisting issues that we've seen on Chinese stocks, being that they are in Hong Kong. This, in my mind, is a much safer investment than a Chinese listed security that could get delisted due to the political issues that are going on right now between the United States and China. Taking a look at the PE ratio, we can see how the PE ratio is very low on AMTD. It has a current PE ratio of 1.59 versus a sector average of 10.9, nearly 80%, 85% below the sector average. This is very undervalued, and I love buying AMTD at the current price. They have been profitable for each of the last 4 quarters, and one of the reasons that AMTD's share price was so low is you'll see the 3 red year-over-year numbers for the prior 3 quarters, and you can see they're all red. So AMTD really struggled with a decline in earnings last year. However, look at the most recent quarter that they just announced, and you're going to see that it has a 383% year-over-year growth. This is really, really good to see. And taking a look at the balance sheet, they reported $9.7 billion in assets versus $868 million in liabilities. That's nearly $9 billion more assets than liabilities. So a very strong balance sheet here. Now, AMTD is a little bit riskier given the fact that they are not in the United States, and this being an ADR, it is going to carry significantly more risk than a US company that's listed here in the United States. So it's never going to get up to that sector-wide PE ratio of 10. At the most, we might see the stock get up to a PE ratio of 5. Still, with it currently at 1.5, I do feel like the stock is very undervalued, and I think it has a lot of upside potential. And that is why I'm also going to list it as the second of my best stocks to buy now. Now, the third of my best stocks to buy now is not one that I bought on Friday. And the only reason that I did not buy more shares on Friday is because we are already a little bit overweight in the portfolio on this particular stock. And that stock is Walgreens Boots Alliance, ticker WBA. WBA stock is actually up from where we bought it, and they are doing extremely well. They had a great earnings, and their revenues are starting to go up. I had expected that given the fact that they are now offering an in-store credit card. So the amount of revenue that Walgreens brings in should continue to rise as more and more people get their hands on those in-store credit cards. And I really think this is going to be a great, great value stock. And that is why WBA is the third of my best stocks to buy now. Now, if you'd like to get in on this challenge with us and start building your portfolio to $1 million, it's important to get a broker that has a really good bonus offer so that you can get a kickstart on building your portfolio. And the best offer that's out right now is from Moomoo. Here in the United States, you will get up to 15 free stocks if you deposit at least $2,000 or more. And you will get up to 5 free stocks if you deposit $100 or more. But here's the best part. When you use my link in the description below, not only will you get up to 15 free stocks, in addition, you will also get an extra $10 in cash if you deposit $100 or more. So literally, you can go in, deposit $100, you'll get $10 in cash plus 5 free stocks. That right alone, just right there, could be anywhere from a 15 to 30% profit right off the bat. Now, if you're in Australia, you will also be able to open a Moomoo account. If you are in Australia, you will get $10 for every $100 you deposit, up to $50. And you will also get an additional $10 just for using my link in the description below. So you'll get anywhere from $10 to $60 depending upon how much you deposit. Again, if you do at least $100, you'll get $20 right off the bat. And if you do $500, you'll get $60 right off the bat. An incredible way to boost your portfolio and get started becoming a millionaire with us. And if you're in Singapore, you can also join us in the Millionaire Club challenge on Moomoo. By depositing at least 2,700 Singapore dollars, you'll get 1 free Amazon stock. And by using my link in the description below, you will also get an additional $10 free. Now, if you're not in the United States, Singapore, or Australia, you can join us by using Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is available in over 100 different countries throughout the world, and they have the lowest trading fees of any broker that I know of. You will save a ton of money by trading with Interactive Brokers. If you're interested in that, you can read more about Interactive Brokers on my platforms page at stockcurry.vip/platforms. That's stockcurry.vip/platforms. If you got a lot out of this video and you enjoyed these stock picks, be a good friend and share this video with your friends and family and on your social media pages so that others will know what the best stocks to buy now are as well. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want to know more great value stocks to buy now, make sure you go watch the last best stocks to buy now video that I uploaded 2 weeks ago right here.